Hey gun people, gonna talk about not horses. We're gonna talk about the AR-15 fine motor skills. We're back on that topic. Fine motor skill versus gross motor skill. Is that the wind's picking up? Hopefully, I thought right here it was kind of out of the way. I think it is. Make sure I'm all the way zoomed out here. All right. So, most people, this is probably the most common platform AR out there. AR, M16, M4. I know everybody's going to want to have a special name. This is actually an FN or FN 15 is what they call it, because everybody's got their name. And I think somebody said that FN got the contract for the military. I found this in a pawn shop. So, I'm going to see if my if my tax attorney can write this off. I'll move this just a little bit to the left here. Since I'm using it for the videos, see if I can write it off, because I'm trying to educate. I didn't buy it because I wanted it. I lost all my other ARs in the big boating accident, so now I didn't have any ARs, so I went out and got this one so I'd have one. And I also wanted to do this video on it. So, basically AR, everybody knows this is your safety, fire, your bolt release, and your bolt stop. Or you can call it a slide stop, slide release if it was a pistol. But because it's stopping or releasing the bolt, it's the bolt stop or bolt release. So what happens is you notice it's spring tensioned. It pops back. So when you pull the charging handle back, unless you manipulate this, it doesn't do anything. Now when a magazine goes empty, it of course pushes this like so, and so if the magazine's empty on your last round, the bolt stays to the rear. So anybody that owns AR knows the basic function. I figured I'd go over it just in case somebody stumbled on this and went, what the hell is he talking about? So anyway, so the bolt is locked to the rear. When the bolt is locked to the rear, the safety will go in safe or off safe. If you pull the trigger and it bolts forward, it will not go to safe. And that's how I usually keep my guns. I keep my guns on fire. So on this one, you can leave it on safe for fire. And again, I'm left-handed on a rifle, so I've always taken my safety off with my thumb like so. And when I'm finished shooting, I always just rip my hand back to put it on safe. And I've done it for years. That's the way I did it in competitions, shooting, tactics, whatever. If my gun went to fire, when it came off fire, I just pulled back. Now some people will say, oh, well, you should do this. You know what? I've done this for so long, I don't even think about it. I mean, when I put my gun on safe, I just click up there and click it. When I put it on fire, I stamp my thumb down. Now, is this a fine motor skill? Kinda. There's not a lot of pressure. I mean, technically, because it's finger related, it would probably fall into fine motor skills. But it doesn't require a good, I don't have this much of a safety and I have to get it with the tip of my thumb in order to get it off. That would be a fine motor skill. So technically it probably falls into fine motor skill because of the fingers. Is there a right way? I mean, you hear that clicking? If I was on night ops or we were doing something at night and we didn't want to get hurt and we were going fire to safe, I would always do two fingers. And if you do two fingers, it's quiet. You don't hear it going back and forth. That click at night is very loud. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I heard some knucklehead do that. I went, Jesus Christ, man. He just went to fire. So, knowing you can click like this in the rain and train like this is great, but if you're on a night ops and you're trying to mean quiet, use two fingers and put it on safe or take it off safe and put it on fire and nobody will hear you. Does it take more manipulation? Are you losing your grip? Yeah, but it is quieter. So, and now for the mag release. Now, this thing is designed for the finger to release that bolt. So if I lock the bolt to the rear, and I guess if you're right-handed, I guess you use this thumb and you release the bolt. There's a nice little grooves there. It's perfect for the thumb, etc. I'm telling you, anytime I got in a hurry to release this bolt or I was doing a reload and I needed to fire, I never used the finger. I always hit it with my palm. This is a large, gross motor skill. Am I saying for all the idiots that have come out here, just because you do it, you think you know you're right, and you think, I'm not saying that, you big dummies. I'm telling you, I've used this freaking gun since I was 17 years old and joined the military. I'm telling you, I've had probably a million. People go, you can't fire a million. Dude, we used to sign out 30, 40,000 rounds to train for competitions. I mean, we would fire so much. We would just sit out there with ammo and fire and read. I mean, I can't imagine how many rounds I have through this gun. Not this gun, but through this platform. So I'm just telling you, I rarely use this. 9 times out of 10, if my thing locks, I'm dropping a mag, putting another one in, and I'm hitting it like that. Now people are going to say, well, you're losing your grip and you're not. You know what? I've done it and it works. I've also done this. We were in this one competition for Peacekeeper Challenge, and one of my guys went down as wounded, and I had to drag him to an area of safety, and I was shooting, and we had all our miles gear on. And for those that don't know miles gear, it's these little sensors they put all over you, and you put on your helmet, and when somebody shoots at you, your M16 sends out a little laser. When it hits that laser, it goes beep, beep, beep if it's a near miss. If you get a solid tone, beep, and the freaking speaker's right by your ear, that's probably why I can't hear, and got ringing in my ears. That damn thing doesn't go off, so everybody put tape over and put their hand over it until somebody, because it takes the key from somebody to come clear it. So when you're dead, that thing's beep. It's a pain in the butt. Anybody's experience knows it freaking hurts your ears. So anyway, I was in this competition. I'm dragging this dude, and I locked to the rear, reloaded, and we both started getting near misses. So I had my gun like this. I grabbed him, and as I'm running, I knew that I was out of ammo. So all I did is bump my mag on the ground, and it releases the mag. Is that an approved way? Probably not. But with the AR, it's so easy to bump it on something to get that thing forward. You don't even need to use the release. And I know people are going to say on the Glock, if you slam it in the Glock really hard, it'll load around. That's true. But I've seen people that slam it in there and their hand isn't good on a mag. Their hand hits the gun before the mag is fully seated. The bolt goes forward. They think they're loaded, and you get a click. And then they have to tap and rack to get a new round in. So relying on slamming your Glock mag in and letting it go forward, you better make sure your mag in your palm is flat so it fully seats by the time it feels the pressure. So back to minor fine motor skills, gross. This is a fine, this would be a fine, this would be a gross, okay? This would be a gross. I'm moving, I'm not doing hand-eye coordination. Anytime I bump this, if I get a mag in here and I bump it, I'm gonna get that bolt forward. Is that the way you wanna train to do it? No, but sometimes, you know, when you get into things, you do shit that you've never trained before, you don't even know why you did it, but you're like, shit, it worked. And you know what, if you come out okay, then that's good. So I want to discuss, because everybody's still ragging on me on that fine motor skill, sending me all these other vehicle videos from people who are demonstrating. There's one guy sent me a video, and he's demonstrating drawing his Glock, and he went 1 second faster on, and I don't know who the guy was or who sent me the video. He just said, check this out, this proves that you're wrong. Alright, whatever. So I clicked on it, and it was a pretty short video, and the guy went, he did it by doing the tap and rack, load and racked around, and then he did it by just using the mag release. And I think he was 1 second, 0.9, something, about 1 second faster by doing this. And that's fine and dandy. If you go to the range every day, if you're shooting thousands of rounds, if your whole life is training in that method, you're probably going to be faster. And you'll probably work that fine motor skill into a good hardwired muscle memory that maybe it'll work. But there's still factors you don't know. Were you in the water? Is your gun wet? Is it raining? Is it snowing? Are your fingers cold? Or do you have blood? Do you just get, you know, is your hand in it? I mean, there's all kind of issues by using and depending on that fine motor. The other advantage to the large motor skill, which I didn't cover, is if you're tapping and racking, you're doing the same maneuver as you do to clear your weapon if there's a crisis. When you pull your gun and it goes click, and you tap, rack, and rip and fire again, you're doing the same movement as you do when you load, and you're reinforcing that muscle memory, that large gross motor skill over and over. So not only does it work when you're loading, It works when you're trying to clear a jam. It works when you have a misfire. It works when a round doesn't go in a chamber. So there's all kind of, some safety salad. He's throwing that gun around. Ooh, ooh, he put his finger in the barrel. Oh my God, that's so crazy. I gotta run to my, shut up, you freaking pansies. All right, so anyway, gross motor skill, AR, different ways to get that bolt forward. This is the technical way it was designed for the finger or thumb, but you can use, and I've always used more times than not, my palm. When I loaded, I palmed it. And you know, is that a right, approved, inappropriate, unsafe? Look, I'm just telling you what I did. I'm telling you it worked for me. I've done it that way for 30 plus years. You know what? It is what it is. So, nice little AR. And for IRS, FNN, I just bought this to do this video, and because I'm getting charged taxes from the $100 a month I get from this video, or on my videos, I'm gonna write it off. All right? I think it was like 750 bucks at a pawn shop. Brand new, in a box, everything. Some guy bought it and sold it. So anyway, oh shit, now I can't claim it was $1,000 on IRS. Damn, I might have cut that out. All right, we'll end that there.